Hey guys, Joe here. I know it's been a few days since I last uploaded a video, but I've been a little preoccupied, long busy days, really tiring and just I've been a little too tired to get stuff up and going. So I haven't uploaded in a couple days. I think it's been 2 or 3. And my last upload was pretty lame, I know, but it was like midnight when I got that up and I feel dumb about not doing any recently, but okay, but I'm doing it now. And it's going to be a good one, hopefully. Um, but yeah, anyway, I don't want to waste too much time, so I'll just speed through my little intro thing. Uh, Crappy day, boring day. My one day off of work really long and boring. Didn't really get anything done. Didn't do anything exciting. So just kind of a waste of my day, and it really sucked actually. But other than that, I'm here now. I didn't really do anything all day, so I have nothing to talk about really. I have to work tomorrow, unfortunately. But anyway, I guess I'll just dive right into it. So I'm like I was thinking about things to talk about, and I don't want to talk about anything too specific because the things I talk about in specifics are usually really nerdy, and some people don't get them. So I'm trying to keep it to things that are more broad and more user friendly, more general for people to be able to watch and actually grasp, as opposed to more broader ideals, as opposed to more specific things. And of course, I'll be ending up doing more specific things later, but I'm trying to think of things to talk about. And one thing occurred to me. I've been watching a lot of this guy, the Nostalgia Critic, and he kind of pointed something out to me, like just watching his videos and stuff. And it's like it kind of dawned on me that you like what I want to talk about. Excuse me. You don't. There are lots of things in our society that are just so dumb. Just so mind-numbingly dumb or bad, but we like them anyway. Um, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. It's just things that are so stupid and so dumb and bad, and aren't exactly called or like decent things. Things that are like, let's say, movies that aren't well written or don't have good stories, but we still go and enjoy them and love them because of whatever reason. And I just think that's a little fascinating. There are just so many things in our society: movies, video games, books. 50 Shades of Grey. What are you serious? Stupid things to talk about, or stupid things to be enjoying. That's something that is really prevalent, and there's something about it. I don't know because I've never read it, so I don't even know about it very much. I know that it's really weird, but to me, it sounds like it's just so stupid, but people enjoy it anyway. And there's so many movies like that. Um, so many just bad movies that people go and see and enjoy them because they're just it's either because they're so stupid that they're funny, or because despite the fact that they're stupid, there's still something about it that's really attracting to them. Video games too. I mean, there's this game I played. It was called Turok Dinosaur Hunter. It was like the remake for the Xbox, and it was such a bad game. It was technically bad. Story wise, it was bad. So many flaws in this game. So much wrong with it, and I still love it. And it still brings up good thoughts, and I still have good feelings about this game, despite the fact that it was so stupid and so horribly written and so horribly designed, and they follow all the horrible traits that modern shooters follow and stuff. But it still had something about it, and I think it was to me, what I liked about it was the atmosphere of the game. And it was set on this jungle planet, and you were literally hiking around in the jungle, and everything was really nice and green and lush. And despite the fact that everything was so dumb in the game, the story was so dumb, and the voice acting was so bad, and the game mechanics were so horrible, it was still, to me, a really enjoyable game. So what it really boils down to is what's good versus what's enjoyable. There are plenty of movies out there that are just stupid as frick, but they're just enjoyable. You sit there and you enjoy the ride of the movie, and that's what makes it a quote unquote good movie. I mean, good is really contextual and it's really opinion based. And so a movie that can be technically bad and follow, like, go defy all conventions of what we consider to be a good movie, can still be good to someone because they enjoy how stupid it is, or they enjoy how bad it is, or there's just something about the movie that they enjoy. And I think that's really cool. That's a really cool, opinion or observation of how our entertainment or media operates. I'm trying to think of, dumb movies. Transformers 1. The first Transformers movie was, well, I guess I'll talk about the second and third one because I haven't seen the third one. But the second one I thought was horrible. I hated the second one. It was long. It was boring. The only cool thing about it were the special effects, and even then, I never had any idea of what was going on because I couldn't differentiate what the different Transformers were. So, so I hated those. I hated the second one. But the first one, despite the fact that it was stupid and it had bad writing and bad characters, and they were obvious. It was kind of obvious that they were just cashing in on the Transformers label as well. I mean, the special effects were good, but at the same time, it fell into that trap that the second one fell into, where you couldn't tell the difference between a lot of the Transformers, and so it just was. It was bad. I thought it was a bad movie, and I don't particularly like it as a movie, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the ride. You have this bad movie and this bad writing and all this bad stuff about it, but you still enjoy it because you like seeing two giant robots fighting. I mean, how cool is that? Transformers 2 sucked because the way they did everything was so boring. On top of the reason that everything was so bad, and they exploit Megan Fox in it so much, and there's just so much stuff about it. It was so bad. It wasn't even enjoyably bad. At least Transformers 1 was enjoyably bad. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I hated the third one. The first one I loved. That one, it was bad, but also really good. It had some really stupid stuff about it, but also some really good stuff about it. That was a good movie. But the second one, it was dumb and, overly complicated and had stupid things in it. And it's still an enjoyable movie. I mean, I don't particularly like it very much. It's not my favorite movie. I mean, I don't personally think it's very good, but I know people who really like the franchise, who love the first one, who love the second one, and it's again because it's just so, at least in my opinion, it's just so enjoyably bad. There's something about it that makes it, appealing to people, and despite all the flaws in it, and I just think that's really good. I mean, really cool. I mean, of course, with Pirates of the Caribbean, it's all the world that you're getting sucked into, and all the characters. You have Jack Sparrow, who's always a riot. Orlando Bloom, I thought was pretty good in the first one, but then I never really liked the Keira Knightley character. She was okay. She was pretty good in the first one because she just was pretty funny. Excuse me. And I was thinking about something else. Oh yeah, I saw this play at our school, at my old high school that I used to go to, and I didn't like the story at all. I hated the story. It was just boring, and it drug on, and the story, it just wasn't enjoyable to me, the story itself. But it was still a good show. So this is like an opposite of where I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the play. I didn't enjoy the play itself, but I thought it was a good play. I thought it was well executed and well, developed, and they did everything the best they could, and it was a good show, but I did not enjoy the show. I did not enjoy, the story or a lot of the characters and stuff. And so that's a view of it from the opposite angle. And I think it's kind of cool how we can take something that we don't think is good, or we think is just, technically bad, and still have good feelings about it because we enjoy it so much. And there's so many there are things about it that sometimes are intangible, but we can still just go, that is why I like that movie, despite the fact that it's bad. I'm trying to think of other movies that are like that. Let's see. I'd say Alien Resurrection, but I hate Alien Resurrection. It fits into that category where there are some people who would like it just because it's so stupid and it has so many like dumb things in it, but it's like they like it because it's dumb. That's how I feel about, if you've ever watched the Sci-Fi Channel. They have the weekends, the sci-fi weekends, where they just play those sci-fi original movies all weekend, and they are the stupidest, most god-awful, horrible movies with the worst writing and the worst special effects and the most overused cliches, and everything about them is bad. But I love them. They were so fun and exciting to watch. I would just sit there all day playing World of Warcraft and watching sci-fi movies all day. And I would just, you sit there and they're bad. But you watch them anyway because they're fun to watch. Sometimes you just want to see a creature, Sometimes you just want to see a monster movie without any real, without them making it too overly dramatic or too forced. You see these creatures. There was one called Sea Beast. It was called Sea Beast. You knew it was gonna be horrible from the get-go, but it had something about it that made it so enthralling, something that made it actually enjoyable, and in my opinion, a good movie. Not good technically, nowhere near good technically, but a good movie because I found it so enjoyable. It was about this sea creature that came out of the water and spit on people. And when he spit on people, they got paralyzed. It was stupid. It was horrible. But it was a great, enjoyable movie. There's miniseries, the Stephen King miniseries. Stephen King, I mean, everybody knows who Stephen King is. But they're like these Stephen King miniseries of these stories he wrote, and they're all so bad and so poorly written and acted and stuff. But they're good because they're horrible, and they're good because they are bad. And it's funny to realize that. It's funny to look at to realize why you think that some movies are good or why you think that some movies are bad. I don't like the Titanic. I thought the Titanic was boring and it was overly sad. I do not like sad movies. When the movie's trying to be sad on purpose, it's just dumb. It's like, here, we're going to make you cry. I mean, I know that's how people feel about horror movies when, why would I go watch a movie to be scared? And, people like sad movies because it makes them, evoke emotions like that they want to have evoked. But I didn't like the Titanic. I thought it was a boring movie, and I didn't enjoy it at all. But technically, it was a good movie. It had good special effects. It had good acting. It had a good story. It was a good love story, a good, tragedy. It was a good story. It was a good movie. I just didn't enjoy it personally. And then there are those movies, that they're bad on purpose. Those are like the best kind of movies where they know they're bad and they know they're stupid and they play it up they either take themselves seriously, like they don't take themselves seriously, but they make it seem like they're taking themselves seriously for comedic effect, or they overplay everything in the movie for comedic effect. I don't know if Dread 3D came out yet, but there's a remake of this old movie from like the 80s with Sylvester Stallone called Judge Dredd, which was in turn based off of a comic book, I think. And this remake is just such a pot shot at the world that it's in. They make it seem like so overly dramatic and so, taking itself seriously, but on purpose because they know it's stupid and they know it's horrible and they know it's just the worst premise in the world, and that's what makes it good. That's what makes an enjoyable movie. And I think I don't know if it's come out yet, and I'd enjoy the movie. If I watched it, I'd enjoy it because you just go, they know they're doing something dumb and they're using that to their advantage. And that's like the best kind of thing. I feel like the best kind of movies are when they understand the kind of movie they're making and actually use that to their advantage. The movie, again, excuse me, as I mentioned in my zombies vlog, god damn it, excuse me, there's this movie called Shaun of the Dead, which is a zombie movie, but it's such a good zombie movie because it's a dark comedy about these guys surviving in, I think it's London, somewhere in Britain during a zombie apocalypse, and it has great humor and stuff, and it's not, I don't know how to describe it. It's a good movie. I love the movie. It's so enjoyable, and it's enjoyable because they know what they're dealing with. They know that the zombie movie is, what it is. And I cannot keep going because if I keep going, I'm going to go over my time limit. So just post a comment if you can. See Shaun of the Dead. It's a great movie. But post a comment about movies that you think are bad but enjoy. Anything like that, and, we can check them out. Post a comment about movies that you think are good but you don't enjoy. The opposite way. And let me know what you think about this whole subject matter. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. I'll be sure to upload one tomorrow.